All right, guys, today we're talking about dividing mixed numbers. Once you're able to do this, you're going to be able to divide any and all numbers, and we are going to practice with this tomorrow, so I just want you to do the best that you can. So, when you're dividing mixed numbers, the first thing you're going to do is the same thing we do every time. You're going to convert or change your mixed numbers into improper fractions. You're going to find out today and tomorrow that dividing fractions actually isn't that bad, which is funny because dividing is usually the hardest operation. But the thing that makes dividing fractions kind of easy is something we like to call reciprocals, which is basically when you multiply a fraction, like let's say we have 4/5, we're going to multiply it by its reciprocal. It's pretty much just like the opposite. Instead of 4 as a numerator, 4 will be your denominator. 5 is going to be your numerator. And it's going to give you an answer that's equal to 1. I wouldn't worry too much about this part right here. That's just kind of a little introduction to what we're going to talk about tomorrow. So once you have your improper fractions, what we're going to do is we're going to remember 3 simple letters. K, C, F. And I know you're going to want to keep thinking KFC because fried chicken, and we had that conversation about the best fried chicken the other day. But it is KCF, and if you try to remember it as KFC, you will confuse yourself. So you need to remember KCF. What that K stands for is we first keep the first fraction the same. The C, we change the division sign to multiplication. So we got KC, and the F is going to be flip. And you're going to get to hear a really annoying song tomorrow called KCF, or Keep Change Flip. So that's going to get embedded into your brain. Once we do these simple steps, it's going to be a pretty basic multiplication problem that we can solve. As always, if it's an improper fraction at the end, we will turn it into a mixed number. And from there, we will simplify the fraction if we can using GCF. All right, so let's try it out. The first thing we have here is 8.5 divided by 8 1/5. So my first step is to change my mixed number into improper fraction. So if I don't remember how to do that, I should be flipping back in my notes to go back and see. But you multiply your denominator by your whole number. 2 times 8 gives me 16. Then I'm going to add my numerator and get 17 over 2. And right now I'm just rewriting the problem. All right, 5 times 8 is 40. 40 plus 1 is 41. And my denominator stays the same. All right, now I'm going to go back and use those new rules. So now that I have a division problem straight across as improper fractions, I'm going to follow KCF. I'm going to keep the first fraction the same. I'm going to change my division sign to a multiplication sign. And then I'm going to flip my second fraction so that it's 5 over 41. Sorry, guys, that was my dog. So now I have a basic multiplication problem going straight across. I don't have to change anything. I don't have to have common denominators. I just have to multiply. So 17 times 5, that should give me 85. 2 times 41 is going to give me 82. So I should know here that I have a mixed number that I'm going to need to get because my numerator is bigger than my denominator. So if I do 82 goes into 85, I should be able to do this one in my head, but 82 goes 85 one whole time. 1 times 82 is 82. When I subtract, I get 3. So I have 3 left over, and 82 stays as my denominator. Let's see if we can simplify. I know I can't simplify this 3 unless I can divide this by 3. 8 plus 2 is 10, and 10 is not divisible by 3, so 3 will not go into this, so that is my answer. All right, go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to try this one doing the same exact thing. Welcome back, ladies and gents. All right, so the first thing we should have been able to do, and everyone should be able to do this by this point between fraction boot camp and all the practice we've had, and that is changing into improper fractions. So 12 times 4 is going to be 48. When I add my numerator, that's going to give me 51. And I should know my denominator stays the same. And again, we're just rewriting the fraction. Do not start doing KCF until you rewrite your fraction so that you don't confuse yourself. That's you too, Gavin. 2 times 9 is 18. 18 plus 1 is going to be 19. My denominator stays the same. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do my KCF. The first fraction stays the same. Change your division sign to multiplication. And then flip your other fraction so that the numerator and the denominator are opposite of what they were. Now, there's 2 ways you could have gone about it. You could have done 51 times 2 gives you 102. And then you could have done 12 times 19. I'm going to do that off to the side because I don't know that off the top of my head. 12, 19. Whoo! Sorry, guys, my paper's moving on me. 8, 9, 10, 0, 2, 1, 8, 8, 2. 288. And then you could have simplified from there. Or you could have remembered what we did with our multiplication. And we had 51 over 12 times 2 over 19. And you can simplify going across. 51 and 19, you can't really simplify those two. You could, though, easily simplify this 2 and this 12 because you can divide them both by 2. So this is going to be 1. This is going to be 6. And if you did that, you would end up with 51 times 1 is 51. And then 6 times 19, which I did that math on that one, is 114. Okay. And if you divided these both by 2, you would end up with the same thing. Now, off the top of my head, I'm like, okay, they're not even. They don't end in 5. They don't end in 0. So there's probably not a lot they have in common. But I am noticing 5 plus 1 is 6. And 1 plus 1 plus 4 is 6. And those are both divisible by 3. So I know I can divide these both by 3. So let's try that out. 3 times 17 should be 3 times 38. That's prime, that's prime, that's prime. 38 is not. So you're going to do 19 times 2, and those are both prime. My GCF I should be able to see is just going to be 3 because I have nothing else in common. If I divide 51 by 3, I'm going to get 17. Whatever I do to the numerator, I have to do to the denominator. And 114 divided by 3 is 38. You guys could probably have done that math on your own. I just did it over here on this side cheat sheet I have so that I didn't have to take up a whole bunch of space on my paper. So go ahead and try these tonight. Like I said, remember first, change them in improper fractions and rewrite all your problems that way. Then go back and do your keep, change, flip. I'll see you guys tomorrow.